I told these guys I'm taking a whey protein shake after my workout, right?
Yeah.
And so they wrote in my file that I have my hypogonadism through the use of exogenous supplements, which is complete bullshit. Like
Protein shakes. You, because I guess it wasn't easy. I know myself being in the same position later in life, of course, but in the same location in Belgium, it's very hard to find someone. How did you manage?
In Belgium, it was a long journey. Honestly, I went through a lot of big hospitals. I went to rather famous endocrinologists. As you know, in Belgium, we don't have like hormonal optimization clinics or TRT clinics. So we have some places where you can go, but it's going to be very expensive. And I evolved a lot there. Yeah, I literally went through puberty. So the first 2 years on that HCG protocol, my body changed a lot, but I had no confidence in them. They accused me of taking steroids also, which was really, it sent me a bit in depression too, because I told these guys I'm taking a whey protein shake after my workout, right?
Yeah.
And so they wrote in my file that I have my hypogonadism through the use of exogenous supplements, which is complete bullshit. Like
Protein shakes.
like literally, I was taking a shake from Optimum Nutrition, and they printed me a 20-page document about the use of exogenous supplements and contaminated things and so on. And I mean, I'm gonna share it just for a little second again, so you have an idea what my body looked like when they accused me of taking steroids. Like literally, I took this picture the first day I started hormonal replacement therapy. They accused a kid looking like this of taking steroids. I have that written in my file because I actually I didn't have a GP at that time, a general doctor.
Okay.
So their files weren't sent to the GP, they were sent to my home. So I actually got all of the files, and it's written in there that it's because of the use of exogenous supplements. So I didn't have a lot of confidence in those doctors.
Unbelievable.
I wanted to ask you, when did you start with your TRT journey?
TRT 2017, so 5 years ago. Then
yeah.
I was 42.
42. And if I may ask, what was the major reason for that? Well, you had low testosterone, I can imagine.
Yeah. I just felt off. I've never measured my testosterone before I was 42, but in the in the autumn winter of 2016, I just felt I had no more energy to train, no drive, no libido. Something was really off. I couldn't really tell what, but I guessed it must have been my testosterone. But I had no experience with it at all. I never knew what TRT was. But I had a blood examination in January 2017, and there my testosterone came back at 228 nanograms per deciliter. So that's 250, 900. So 228. So way below the normal ranges. So me again, I didn't know what to do at that moment. So I went to a urologist, a guy that I knew from the clinic where I worked back then. And he didn't know anything about it either. He said, well, that's a problem we normally see in men 80 years old, something. And so he said, let's start with the typical androgel. You put the gel on your shoulders. So I did that for several months, and then the levels went up from 228 to 300, 400-ish. But that didn't change any symptoms. I didn't get any improvement at all. So then I started to search on the internet myself, and I discovered what TRT was. And then I asked the urologist, can't I get testosterone injections? And he said, well, I don't know anything about that, but if you really want testosterone injections, go to a
Jesus.
That's what he told me, a Belgian urologist. He told me, go to a transgender clinic. There they know how to do testosterone injections. I never went back to him. I never went to the transgender clinic. So, I asked some doctors in the United States. I introduced myself and my problems and my lab work, and they were very friendly. and helped me out, getting me on the right path. And so I stayed in contact with them, and that's when I decided I really have to start a channel and promoting TRT, because there are so many men like you and me, so many doctors that even don't know what hormone replacement therapy is. So we must educate more and more men, because it's a really sad situation, especially here in Europe. In United States and Canada, it's better, but in Europe, it's really terrible.
In Belgium, I have the impression it's like it's outrageously bad to find appropriate doctor here, or there
It
are
is.
some there are some clinics here, but they will ask you, I mean, your entire salary to get tested and to, I mean, it's pretty much basic stuff for me to have that covered, right?
Yeah, it's incredible. I had an endocrinologist as a patient a year ago, a young woman. And she was an endocrinologist, worked in a clinic not too far from my home here, and so I was curious, and I said very gently, I said, "What is the main area of your expertise?" Probably a lot of diabetes patients, thyroid patients. She said, yes, yes. And then I said, also male hormone optimization. And she said, what do you mean? So I said, yeah, testosterone replacement therapy. Oh, that, oh, no, we don't do that. And yeah, she said, like it was taking just anabolic steroids in high amounts. She said, no, we don't do that. What are you talking about? So I just shut up and I never mentioned it again. But that's a young female endocrinologist working in a clinic right here. We're not going to do that. So, okay.
At least somehow I'm reassured to learn that I'm not the only one who had a really tough time to find someone competent, because the things I've
No.
heard coming from urologists or endocrinologists also, I mean, it's crazy. Some people don't even know what aromatization is.